always comes back like a house cat. And when you hear this story, this topic, you will see why and you will agree. We all have been bitten by karma. Karma. We did things we thought no one saw. We did things we thought that we can get away with. But that eye in the sky, you can never hide from it. This particular story is about a young female who grew in the streets of Atlanta and tasted all of its pleasures, but she got ahead of herself, and she was bitten by that karma bug. Now she's telling her story, and the topic and the title, I got my karma in these Atlanta streets. Let's jump into it. I was a young 23-year-old woman. I mean a bad bitch. I was 5'5", slim, thick thing. Pretty toes, always manicured, always pedicured. Straight white teeth, nice, kissable DSL lips. I had long, natural hair that reached my shoulders. I stayed in the flyest. Oh, I was tight. Little drop, chocolate drop nipples, piercings, tattoos, but not too many. I was tight. My vagina stayed clean. It stayed tight. My asshole stayed, bleached and waxed. Head to toe, couldn't nobody match me. I was in school. I had money. And I was working on my own salon that did soon open. A dream come true. I had sugar daddies. I had niggas in Boulevard. I had niggas all around the city willing to taste this. Willing to kill and die for me. I could call a nigga up right now and be at my front door within seconds. Oh, but wait. One of my rules, I never did home games. I was foul. I was the worst Atlanta had to offer. If you had a nigga, it was guaranteed he was tasting my asshole or he was paying me to do so. I had my own money, but I spent other niggas' money. I never spent my own money. Never bought my own plate. How did I get all this? Well, let's start at the beginning. I worked at a CVS. Ironic. And since I was 21, 22, I was cute, tight, sassy, sexy. Niggas just come in with money, ball players, dope boys, college students, and they would all try to get my number. One day, this old head came in. It's about 40 to 45, nice built, white teeth, could dress, had drip, and that nigga drove a Mercedes. He came in and swept me off my feet when he threw a stack on the counter and told me I can change your life if you listen to what I say. Nobody else saw it but me. I had a boyfriend at the time, but he was on borrowed time. So he got my number, and that same night, he paid for me to get my hair and nails done, told me to get my pussy waxed, and meet him at the Oceanaire. I did. He came and picked me up. The music was playing. He was smelling good. And he told me he would always take care of me if I serviced him while I was on call whenever he needed. And I believed him. That same night, he left me with 5 racks and told me it was my choice to go back to work, but any woman of his shouldn't have to. His name was, let's say, Johnny. Johnny, up until this day, still keeps in contact. That night, I had Johnny. He hit me. He hit me hard. He was busting me from the back, and all I could do was hold my bra and my straps. He was hitting walls in me I didn't know I had. Had me coming and shivering every which way. Places my boyfriend's dick could never go. Wow. So, fast forward. Johnny was a come and go. I knew there was other females he was doing the same way he was doing me, but I never paid it into mind because he was paying me. He was my sugar daddy. As a matter of fact, that was the only time we had full-blown sex. Johnny ended up giving me my own salon when I was in college. I didn't know how to manage it. Somebody else did, but it was mine. And that's when I bought my first Mercedes. I bought my first Mercedes cash from Johnny. With the money from the salon and the money Johnny used to lay on me, I couldn't lose. So what did I do? I started to smell myself. I started getting hit on from dope boys to the point where I had 2 or 3 sugar daddies. And I never spent a dime of my own money. Hell, I could have been one of these ballers' wives. Yeah, I used to let dope boys hit it and taste it. But at some point, I became more mature in my body. I started working out. My body became like the old Pinky. You know what I'm talking about. So, it seems like she's taking pride in this so far. But let's jump back into the story. Like I said, I had dudes all around the city. I had no problems. Bitches was mad and niggas was chasing. I could do no wrong. But it was something about this guy, Gerald. Gerald was different. Gerald wasn't like any other man I knew. He wanted to get to know me and shit. He wanted to take me to the park, talk to me. I wasn't going to give him my number, but he was smooth and persistent. He worked hard for this. I met Johnny when I was going to Publix. He was tall, big, chocolate, right? He came to me with confidence like I knew no one else did. It was a certain confidence. It wasn't like Johnny or the dope boys or any other rich niggas I messed with. It was a humble confidence that I'd never seen before. I was used to niggas just telling me they was gonna, bust me, or niggas want nut in my face, or they'll whip out their penises on me, but never like the way he did it. He got my number and went on a park date. And he talked to me. I wasn't used to talking to niggas. The only time I talked to a nigga when he was telling me how much money he was giving me, or asking me the numbers to my bank account, or what time to do it, and I'm gone, or see you later, or till next time. But Gerald took his time, and I respected that. He won me over. He gave me flowers, teddy bears. I mean, he didn't make much money, but he was good sexually. He took his time with me. He tasted me. Every inch of my body was in his mouth. He called me, checked up on me, brought me food, massaged me, took me to the movies, and I laughed with him like I never laughed with anyone else. But what happened? I happened. I was still on call from the dope boys and Johnny and all these people. I still had money. I mean, besides, Gerald drove a Honda Accord. It was nice, 2016, but I was pushing a Mercedes. I never wanted to drive in his car. I never wanted people to see me in or side a Honda Accord. And I never let him drive my car because, honestly, I never thought he was good enough. He worked at a regular retail job. He was a manager, but it wasn't anything extravagant. As a matter of fact, the same guy that was fucking me used to come to the store and make fun of him, or they used to throw hints at me and he never knew. Looking back on it, I was evil. I never thought the things I did would come back to me. Johnny was a good-hearted person, strong, didn't fear anything, faced any challenge, and I think I was the challenge that broke him. There was a time where I got a call from Johnny, and he picked me up at my home. Johnny took me shopping. He was in town one day, and we hit up Lennox, we hit up Phipps. I was so wet from him spending money and treating me like a princess, I was willing to do anything. So Gerald called me while in the car with Johnny, and Johnny pulled out his penis. I started sucking and licking and slurping. I was on the phone with Gerald. I was telling him I had a sinus infection, and that's what the sniffles and the sneezing and the slurping was. Wow. Ooh. Oh my God. Okay, let's just stay in the story. I used to come home and I was feeling myself so much. I used to go see Gerald at his 1-bedroom 500 square foot apartment and give him a kiss, just knowing that Johnny had just nutted in my mouth. And I would kiss him on his neck, on his lips, and all over his face. I did it on purpose because I could. And Johnny would look at me almost like he knew. And I felt bad. Not then, but I felt bad looking back on it. There were times where Johnny wanted to go places that I knew other people that I had sex with or Pammy was at, and I would decline them. I don't know why I was with Johnny. It was something different in him. But I stayed with him as long as I could. With the money from my salon and from niggas paying me, I wanted to invest in a franchise to try to triple my money like Johnny taught me. He always taught me things about business and taking care of money and family and such. That sometimes that I listened. When I wasn't on my back, he was teaching me stuff. There was a time in which Johnny got mad at me because he knew I was with Gerald, but he thought Gerald was a bad look and wanted me to break up with him. I did break up with Gerald. Hell, the money, the attention, the car I drove, my business, and I was still sexy. I had niggas in Boulevard and Bankhead and all over Atlanta willing to kill Gerald just to taste me, just to be with me. And I asked myself, why am I with Gerald? I don't care about love and family. All I care about is the money. And he's not providing me with that. Yeah, he had good dick, but I can get it anywhere. There was nothing. He was nothing. So I looked through him, I looked over him, I looked past him. And there was nothing to break up from him. I had niggas crying over me before. And Gerald was the same way. He cried. I made him so happy. I was the best thing ever he had in his life. I've heard it 1,000,000 times. So hearing it from Johnny really didn't mean that much. But I'm not gonna lie, weeks later, when he wasn't calling me, I felt lonely. I felt sick. I felt distraught. So, during the next coming weeks, months, and a year later, I started to feel sick. You know, I would throw up in the mornings, headaches, tired, fatigue. I mean, I thought with the school, the business, running around these niggas, flying, traveling, going to games, and sitting in box seats, I was tired. I barely got 3-4 nights. I barely got sleep. I barely got 3 to 4 hours of sleep. She messed up right there. So I was always running around, honestly. So I went to the doctor so he can tell me what happened. And to my surprise, something that hit me harder than anything. I was diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. Yes. I know you guys probably thought that I was pregnant or anything, but I had contracted HIV/AIDS. And when he told me, I felt like I was in a dream. I threw up right there on his floor, and he told me it wasn't a death sentence, that with proper medication and treatment, that I can live a long, healthy life. And I said, well, fuck that, doc. I don't want to live with HIV/AIDS. In the back of my mind, I was getting paid to have sex. I was getting paid to be healthy. I mean, I was young. I was beautiful. I had these niggas wanting me. I had these females hating me. I was going on a franchise. I was in school. I had a nice car. I traveled. And my life was over. Why? Why me? Why would God give me something just to take it away? I mean, that's what happened, sweetheart. I cried. I didn't take a shower for a week. And I was smelly. I was stinky. My vagina was sticky. I didn't even wash myself. Johnny, at the end of the day, I had missed calls from Johnny, like 100 missed calls and text messages. There were bank account alertments from people sending money to me, but I didn't even care. I was sick. In my mind, I was dead. I was a death sentence. And one text message that I looked for out of all those guys, out of the hundreds of men, was Gerald. And he didn't contact me. For a minute, the only thing that got me off the floor was thinking, did I give it to Gerald? And I didn't want to, so I called him. I told him he should get himself tested. He did. He was negative. Jerry went on to snag one of my best friends and married her. It was a girl from the salon that always looked at Jerry a certain way when he used to bring us food and donuts and flowers. She used to always say, I want a man like that. He's a good man, strong man. He'll take care of you. And I used to ignore her and think, this nigga ain't shit. Finding out he was negative, I was happy for him. My best friend was pregnant by his child, and they had money. Derek had just got a promotion to corporate. He was making 6 figures a year. And my friend, well, she left my salon because she hated me about what I did to Gerald, what I was doing to Gerald, and she had her own salon. And those two are living a good, healthy life. But for me, I'm dead. My life is over. When Gerald found out what happened, he found the pills in my apartment. He beat me, slapped me, spit on me, and told him if he had it, I'd die. He had it. As a matter of fact, I think that nigga gave it to me. Gerald killed himself when he found out. Oh yeah, Gerald had kids and a wife, and more illegitimates. He was a breadwinner for so many women like me. And me, well, right now I'm writing all this down in a clinic in Atlanta. I can't say which one because you might bump into me. I lost my apartment. I dropped out of school. I don't have my salon anymore because of the payments. Now, what am I doing? Well, let's just say you probably bumped into me while I was living up under a bridge, slowly dying with AIDS. Wow, and that's the end, you guys. Jesus Christ. That karma is a mother... Bro, like... This could be a movie. This is a movie. I've seen this in a movie. If this is true, she got it back tenfold. Wow. I'm happy for Gerald. And I'm happy he was negative. He found her friend. She had her own salon. He had got promotion to corporate. He's making 6 figures. She got the money. And they got a family. That's what's up. Good people deserve good things. She lost everything. She lost Johnny. All the niggas from Boulevard that were willing to kill for her. She probably killed them with the HIV. The salon. She was in school. She was about to buy into a franchise. She was traveling money. All that means nothing when you live in foul. He can be taken away from you just that quick. All right, you guys, tell me what you think about this one. I know y'all gonna trip. Y'all gonna trip over this one. Post in the comments how you feel about this story. It's Dark Knight Radio, man. You guys be good. Be safe.